Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. It must be Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm really excited about today. I've got my guest waiting in the wings, Mr. Fred Stuy, and I enjoyed his music so much. He is a hip hop artist, a rap artist. I don't know what title. I don't want to call him out of his name or out of his genre, but I tell you, he ain't no country singer. I can tell you that. But he's an artist who made some very enjoyable music, and I'm looking forward to talking about some of that today. Getting to understand his creative process and how he got to this and just learning some more. Like I told you all a couple of weeks back, that this was a learning curve for me, talking to people in a craft and an industry that I did not know that much about. So I'm excited about learning from this brother on today. So let me get my opening and my commercials out the way, so we can have nothing but time to talk to this brother for the rest of the show. So the first thing I want to do is, like I always do, I give a shout out to all of the healthcare heroes that are in the healthcare profession. Over the last 2 years, there have been a lot of people that have gotten sick from the COVID and have passed away, but then there have been a lot of people that have survived. And because of the healthcare heroes that were on duty doing their job, they sent our loved ones back to us. So every time that I go live, I always like to acknowledge them and give them the honor and the love that they deserve, being heroes in this profession during a time like this. Now, I know a lot of people feel like, that, oh, it's all clear. We got an all clear. It's all good. No, it's not. There's going to be some more concerns that we have to be worried about. So, my advice to everybody is to wear your mask, keep your distance, and be safe, be smart. Try not to take anything back to your family that they would have to be worried about whether they're going to live or die or not. So just be safe out there. Also, as I go live, I always like to give a shout out to all of our spiritual leaders. There are many spiritual leaders all across the country, all around the world, and their attention and focus has always been to try to keep us uplifted and encouraged at a time like this. And they have a very hard job. I always like to encourage people to pray for them, keep them uplifted at a time like this, because it's not easy. When you have lost loved ones and you can't celebrate them the way you would like to, or the way that they would have been worthy of being celebrated, it's not easy, being in a spiritual leader's perspective. So sometimes I like to just remind people, pray for your leadership, pray for your spiritual leaders, because they need it. They need encouraging and uplifting as well. Let me slide over here. Also want to, invite people to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, please get a chance to check out all of my advertisers. We have some of them listed here: RJ Webb, Prince Hunter Financial Group, and Port Again Sam. They make it possible for us to do what we do here on the Ask Dr. Ron show. Without their support, we would not be able to do what we do. So I need you to click on all of the tabs, all of the banners, all of the advertisement, and check them out. And if they provide a service that you're interested in, give them a call. Tell them you heard about it on the Ask Dr. Ron show and you want to find out more about their services. You can't go wrong if they're an advertiser on this show, because I vetted them out and I know they're not ripping people off. You can't go wrong dealing with any of the vendors that support me. Also, while you're there, you can scroll all the way up to the top and you'll see all of my social media tabs. You'll see my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter. You'll also see my YouTube channel. And I'm going to encourage you to go over and become a follower. When we go live, you'll be able to see notifications. So hit the notification bell, and you'll be able to enjoy. Every time we post a new show, you'll know about it like everybody else, real fast and in a hurry. And then you'll be able to follow some of my old shows on there as well. Some of the shows that I have recorded on there, you'll be able to go to my playlist and see them all. So let me give a shout out right quick. I see somebody just text me, said that, "Hi, Dr. Ron, I'm watching you now. I have your signed books on my desk." Well, you need to put them in the mail. Miss Karen Abbott was on the show uh, a couple of weeks back, and she's an author. And I've been sitting here by the mailbox waiting on my books, and she's just now getting them on her desk. But shout out to Miss Karen Adams. Enjoy the show. So definitely go over to the website and enjoy what we have up there for you to enjoy. So now, this is the time of the show where I bring in the guest and I tell you a little bit about him. Fred, is a hip hop artist or a rap artist, and he has been creating music that actually I can enjoy. Now, Fred lives in the Carolinas, North Carolina to be exact, and I think he's from New York originally, but he moved to the Carolinas, and he is an artist that has been, uh, you know, telling his story. So this is his first time to the show. Help me welcome Fred Stuy to the show. What's up, my brother?
How you feeling, Dr. Ron? How you feeling? My pleasure. My pleasure.
Man, I am honored and privileged to have you on the show. You know, shout out to Triple P Management who put us together. She has not missed a beat. She texted me yesterday. She texted me today. And I got to give her a shout out in the beginning, so I know that she's listening on the line. Miss Sarah is
Right.
taking care of the business as always. So shout out to Triple P.
Yes, she
Uh,
is.
I see Miss Karen has put in there. She apologized. They coming soon. So shout out again to Miss Karen. And she said she loved the show. Thank you. Thank you. We love you too, Miss Karen. So am I saying it right by saying hip hop artist or rap artist? Am I saying it right? I don't want to put you in the wrong category.
Yes, I'm a hip hop artist.
A hip hop
Hip
artist.
hop artist.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm on point with that. So that's good. So tell
Right.
us about yourself. And I mentioned to the people that I know you're from New York, but that you wound up in North Carolina. So let's talk about that.
Yes, I'm from New York, Brooklyn originally, Bed-Stuy. Lived there all my life. Uh, Moved down here about 18 years ago. But I was doing music in New York, but I was getting my feet wet. I started late in the game because I was the DJ and had a friend of mine say, "Yo, you need to, rhyme a little bit." And I never really wanted to do it. So I actually got into it. I wrote one. It kind of felt good to me because I didn't like the first one. So I said, I always know I got to put my all into everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried it again, and it worked out. It worked out.
Okay.
But
Uh,
yeah, I
I,
moved
I,
down here, like I said.
Let me ask you a question. Can you move your mic a little bit closer to your mic because I'm having a hard time hearing you, and I don't want people to not miss a word you say. Okay, say that again. So you move
Okay.
down. Keep going.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. That's much
Can you
better.
hear me?
Yes, sir. That's much better. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
So now, what were you saying?
Okay.
You moved down to
Yes.
Carolina.
I moved down to North Carolina about I want to say like 15 years ago. Uh, I didn't think I was going to get my music back on because, like I said, being new, I didn't know anybody here.
Uh-huh.
But I ran into somebody who I was doing a little show where I work at, and they was riding by and heard me doing some rhyming, and they actually gave somebody a card and say, "Yo, can you pass that on to the gentleman right there?" And like we got in contact, and we've been together ever since. Live Wire Entertainment, and that's who I rock with to this day.
Okay. Livewire Entertainment is a management company or a record label or something like that. What is
It's a
Livewire?
Yes, it's a record label. Like I said, that's my brother now. Like we've been together ever since that moment. So, it's a record label. He has a couple of artists, man, that he deals with, and my thing is we help each other out. We do each other, what we got to do. And like I said, we've been together for like over 15 years, 14 years.
Okay.
You know. So if
We got
anybody wanna holler at him,
okay, hold on. We got to fix this static problem. We got a static problem coming across. Sarah just texted me. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. We were doing real good before the top of the show. So say something for me.
right? Just hello, hello, hello,
Yeah, it's a little static. I'll tell you what I'm going to
hello.
do. You all bear with me. I'm going to reconnect with him, so maybe that'll solve the problem. Little technical difficulties, things like that happen when you're dealing with the internet and things like of that nature. So what we're going to do is going to reconnect right now with him, and hopefully that'll solve the problem that we're having that was causing the static. Thank you for the heads up, Miss Sarah, because we want people to be able to hear everything that he is saying without any problem. So, we're waiting on it to connect back up at the moment. We just disconnected him, and you all stand by. I'm trying to give y'all a heads up. That might have been an internet connection problem. Not exactly sure what it was that caused the problem, but we're going to fix it. 1 minute. There we go. It's ringing now. So we should be able to get him back on in 1 second here. Um, okay. Are you there, Fred?
Oh yes, I'm here.
Okay. You didn't hit the video camera again. Let's see what's going on. Hit the video camera. There he
Yeah,
is.
'cause I hear.
We got him. Yeah, yeah. Say something. Let's see if we still got the static.
Yeah, I hear it in my headphones, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's in your headphones. Do you have a volume control on your microphone there? Let's see. Can we turn the volume control down? Karen said it's worse, so we're gonna fix this out. Y'all just bear with us.
You hear me? How you hear me?
Keep talking.
Can you hear me?
Keep going. Keep going down.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it seemed like it might be a short or something in the microphone part of that. That might be what it is because it's giving static. Karen said it's worse. Y'all stand by. We working it out here.
It was working good for a minute.
Yeah. Do you still hear it in your headphones?
I still hear it.
Okay, unplug the entire headphone and take it off. Just take the whole thing off. Okay, so now say something. Talk to me now. Don't turn it back on. Don't turn it back on. Just leave it disconnected. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
No, Josh said just disconnect the headphone altogether. We're not going to use it. Just go back. Just go off of the laptop. Your microphone and audio on the laptop. Let's just do that. Okay. Can you hear me now? He's getting it straight, folks. Don't y'all bear with me. You can't hear me? Okay, we're gonna reconnect. Stand by. I'm gonna call you back so to reconnect. Hold on. I'm gonna call you back. We're gonna reconnect with him in 1 second, you all. We had a little technical difficulties. That happens. When you're doing a live show, y'all get to see what goes on behind the scenes. Okay. So when you see what's going on behind the scenes, you might see anything. Okay. So y'all just bear with me for a second here. And we're going to see what's going on. Now let's see what's happening. Okay. So now we can't hear you. You can't hear me, right? Nope. Nope. No connection. All right. So I'll tell you what I want you to do. You can't hear anything, right? You can't hear anything? No? Okay. I need to give him some directions. Miss Sarah, since you are listening, why don't you text him and tell him to go into the settings on Skype and use the microphone that's on the laptop and the speakers on the laptop. Please do that. And then that way he'll know what to do because I can't text him right now and run the controls of the show. So, Miss Sarah, since I know that you are on the line, please do that. We want him, I'm beginning to hear, noises, but obviously it must be something wrong with his headphones. So, you all stand by. Just a minute. We're going to get these technical difficulties worked out. We'll get him back online in just a minute. So Miss Karen, by the way, was on the show, and she is a book author and a playwright, and she was on the show. You need to go into my YouTube channel and find that show. Miss Karen is got it going on. I'm telling y'all, she's in the Chicagoland area, and she does plays and things of that nature. And I have been waiting ever since she's on my show for my books. Okay. They threatened to invite me to an event, but if I gotta wait like I had to wait for this book, well, I might not get invited. All right. So y'all y'all shout out Miss Karen Abbott Trimmel. Okay. She's sitting on the line. Show her some love, y'all. I'll bring it to you personally. All right now. All right now. She gonna bring it to me personally. I love it. That's what's up. Yep. So we're still waiting on Fred to get his technical stuff worked out. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to end this one, and I'm going to try and call him back in just a second. You know, what's up, James? We got you on the show next week. James Dixon will be on the show next week, also courtesy of Triple P Management. He's also a hip hop artist, and we're going to have him come on the show starting next week. Next Tuesday, he will be my guest on the show. So I'm going to be talking to him in the week coming up. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm still trying to connect with Fred. Fred, did you can you hear me? Are you there? I heard him answer the call November 16th. Let's see what we got going on here. I don't see him as of yet. We're working on it, y'all. November the 16th, we're going to have James Dixon on the show with us. We're working on technical things with Fred. He'll be back with us in just a minute. Fred, I hear something. Can you hear me, Fred? I don't know. I don't know if he can hear me or not, but we're waiting on him to join us back into the show. He's got some good information he's going to share with us, so you all don't go anywhere. Y'all stick around and stay. We're going to get his interview in its entirety. Let me talk about his music a little bit. I was so pleasantly, there he is. He popped back in. I see him now. Let's see. Can you hear me, Fred? Can you hear me? Say something, Fred, if you can hear me. Say something. Can you hear? Can you? Yep. Cannot hear him. Um, I think he's trying to talk to somebody that can help him navigate through what's going on here. I see his image, but he can't hear me, and I cannot hear him. So we're working on it. But his music was such a tremendous blessing. I'm telling you, I listened to it, and we're gonna talk about it in a little bit. So you all don't go nowhere. Stick around and stay. Y'all be patient. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. This is one of those occasions. He's all the way over in North Carolina, and I'm in Chicago. So we working it out. We working it out, and we are working it out. Let me see something here. Since he's having difficulties, I might try to call him myself, and y'all gonna hear this up close and personal conversation as we work out the tech. We're gonna figure this out in a minute. Uh, y'all hold on. We're gonna get this figured out here. Let's see. Let's do it like this. And we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. Y'all be patient with us, you know, and we're gonna figure this out. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I hope you see me trying to call him. Yes, sir. How you doing? Okay, okay. All right, hold on. When you go to the settings, okay, what's showing in your audio settings? What's the mic? Okay, what's on the microphone? Okay, no, it should be a drop down to tell you what microphone you are on. You want to go on the built-in microphone for the laptop. So you want to select that. Okay, okay. This is what we need to do then. We need for you to reboot your laptop. Let's do that. Okay? Then just shut everything down. And then when you come back up, I want you to come back on Skype and then call me, okay? All right, we're gonna figure this out here. All right, y'all. As you can see, he's on the phone trying to work it out. Y'all bear with us. He's getting ready to reboot his laptop, and then once he reboots his laptop, we should be able to see the settings automatically in place for us to be able to bring him back live on the show. Okay, so y'all stand by just a minute. We're working on it here. We got Triple P Management. She's working with us, and she's about the business, y'all. She gonna make this thing work. But what I was saying a little while ago, great music, and I'm anxious to hear about what his inspirations are with the music and what has inspired him with the music and his story. Because his story was, based on the music that I've heard, was a very good story. So I'm looking forward to hearing what's the story behind the music. This is going to continue on in a few seconds. We just got to wait on this computer to boot back up and get him back on live with us because we want you all to be able to enjoy the conversation, and tech is bad. That ain't a good thing. So we're working on it. We're working it out. We're going to get it straight in a minute. And we do this live. Okay. So you all are seeing the real deal in its entirety. So this is one of those situations. Sometimes when it works good, it works good. If you got a problem, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see what goes on behind the scenes. It's like if you go to a live concert and the PA system go down, all you can do is see the guy dancing on stage, but you can't hear a word that he's saying. So right now you seeing us dance, and we can't understand a word that he's saying. But we're gonna get there in a minute, okay? Because it ain't gonna take that long, for him to get the laptop. Yeah, it's gonna open back up in a minute here, and we're gonna be straight. Okay. So I hear him in the background. He's working on it, you know. And as soon as he gets this computer rebooted, we're gonna be in good shape, y'all. So y'all just stand by, you know. Y'all just hang on. Don't go nowhere. Um, okay, here we go. We finna call him right now and see what's going on. Yep, I hear it ringing. So we're gonna see what happens this time when he answers the phone. Okay, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, and can you hear me?
I hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Things are much better now.
See, the static is gone, so I don't know. Yeah, it was something. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. We got it. We straight. See, so now Fred is back. Welcome back to the show, Fred.
Thank you very much, man. Sorry for the technical difficulties,
No,
people.
no, no. Things like that happen, man. I'm not disappointed at all because didn't nobody go nowhere. They still here. And we got a few more folks that popped in.
There you go.
People will come to see a fire. You know that, man. You've been around a long time. If a house is burning, what do people do? They show up to see the fire burn,
Ye-
right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now they didn't saw the fire. Now you got to stay for us to put the fire out. Now
There you-
we was talking about your, transplant to, Carolina.
Carolinas.
Yeah. So you and your family are in Carolina now,
Right.
and you were talking about some of the things that you got hooked up with a record company in Carolina, and
Correct.
you're doing some things in Carolina. Now, this project that she sent me, is that something that you did in Carolina or in New York?
In Carolinas, I actually did it a few months ago. Everything that I did it was done in Carolinas. I really didn't do too many projects in New York because I left when I just got started trying to do the music.
Okay. All right. So your inspirations are from New York or stuff that you've experienced down through life that allowed you to be able to tell your story?
Yes, it's from New York. Growing up in New York, around everybody that did music. I'm from where I come from. My area, Big Daddy Kane lived
Okay.
there. Jay Z lived a few blocks up from me. MOP lived a few blocks up from me. So I had everybody around me that was already into the music giving me the inspiration.
Okay. Now, are you in their age group or younger or?
Yeah, I'm in their age group.
Okay. So you ain't no young fella then.
No, sir. No, sir.
All right.
No,
All
sir.
right. Well, I want to talk about the songs that I did get a chance to hear.
Okay.
Like I said, Triple P Management sent me. What was your inspiration for those songs?
The project it came off was called Bars, Stories, and Wake Ups.
Okay.
Basically, it was a lot of stuff going on with me in that time frame, a lot of stuff I was dealing with, and I just took the time. I wanted to do a project that was mentally effective to the people and give them some wake ups because we was in a situation, the pandemic, everything. I think about my mother all the time, and the song that you heard, I believe one of them was called "Angel in Heaven." And that song was about my mother, and me and her had a close relationship. She's the one turned me on to kung fu movies, man. She was a kung fu movie expert, so we used to watch kung fu together. So it was like I said, it was a lot going on, and she really gave me the inspiration, man, to bring the music to the people that I needed to bring to them.
Okay. Yeah. So would you consider yourself a positive hip hop artist or musician?
I would actually say I bring positive vibes because I'm not gonna lead them down the wrong road. You know,
Okay.
certain songs require certain things. So, as they say, like I said, bars, stories, and wake up. So if it's a song that need bars, I'm gonna give you metaphors, but I'm still not gonna take you down the wrong road. I'm gonna give you upliftment. I'm gonna give you something to get you through that day. It's a lot of people going through things that need to be told something to get them, through the day. So that's what I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you.
Okay. All right. Now I know that you're a family man. you
Right.
know, so would you allow your family to listen to your music?
All day.
You say all day, huh?
All day. I have a son. He's also into the music. He doesn't take the route I take, but like I said, everybody gotta climb their own mountain. So he gotta go the route he goes, and I go the route I go.
Okay. So you don't have a problem with your music, being a bad influence then, telling people to go kill, sell drugs and stuff like that. I know some hip hop artists, they pleasurize those things,
Nah, I don't.
so
Sorry to cut you off. No, I don't.
hmm
That's something I don't do.
okay.
I
Yeah, and
wouldn't. I wouldn't condone it.
yeah, I didn't pick that up from your music. Your music had a sampling melody to it, and
Right.
it told a story that, I was like, oh, okay, I can follow this. And
Right.
as an older person, that's something that is good to understand. What's the story behind it? Where you going with this? Because I find it very disappointing that a lot of hip hop artists, they want to tell stories, about slinging on the corner, how many dead bodies they got on them, and pants sagging and stuff like that. And I think our young people already have been inspired enough with that, but they need inspiration in a positive way to
Correct.
say, hey, there's more to it than what you heard previously. There's a business in, if you want to make this as a business, how to, play instruments, how to write music, things of that nature. So do you play an instrument by chance?
I used to play the drums, not anymore, but I used to play the drums.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that was my thing.
you learned music, from an instrument level, and then you carried it out.
Right. I
Now,
used to play the drums, then I DJ'd, and then I became an MC.
okay. So now when you were playing music, what genre of music did you play?
R&B all the time because growing up, my aunt had us. It was me, my brother, and two cousins, and we was actually uh, trying to sing. She had us trying to sing to be a group, R&B group.
Okay.
But that wasn't my thing. I wasn't a singer. I can write a song, but singing wasn't my thing. But everybody used to say, "Oh, you sound like you could do Al Green or this good, so you should do these." But so that's what she used to have me do. But eventually, the group broke up, went their way. But I still stayed around as far as staying with that part of the music because that's the music I love. So I love music. Period.
Yeah. I see we got Jed from California on the line. Top of the evening to you, Jed. Karen said so much better. Your brother James is on the line. He said, my brother Fred, he's shouting you out.
Egging
Uh,
on.
yeah. So we got, like I was telling everybody, we're going to have him on the line on next week. He'll be here as a guest next week. So I'm looking forward to having him on.
Okay.
So when you were DJing, what were some of the things that, the R&B music that stirred your soul? Because R&B music will stir your soul.
It will do it. Like I said, I'm not a young guy. So, you
I mean,
know,
if you want to tell your age, you can.
No, I'll let that go into the, you know.
He
I
said he threw up both his hands, y'all. Like, hold on, I ain't doing that.
I'll I'll let everybody figure it out one time or another. I don't know. But yeah,
uh,
I used to play it like play everything, I will say this. If anybody know R&B and that's in that range, Tyrone Davis, understand what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things because my father used to get on me all the time. I used to scratch his records up pretty bad, man.
oh no, you gonna get put out the house scratching records, brother.
And I almost did because he would come home. I would stick whatever I messed up in the middle of the pile. So when he went, I don't know who did it.
Oh man.
I
See,
don't know.
people that didn't grow up in the album era. Okay, let me educate y'all. Because albums are coming back now, even
Right,
now. Vinyl
right.
is coming back. But albums were so sensitive that, you had, like my father would have alcohol and he would make love to his albums with this soft cloth and alcohol to
Yes,
make sure
sir.
that there was no dust, and then you had these old turntables with needles on them
Right,
that you wanted to put on the turntable, and you would be playing your music and you can hear the s- s- as it
right,
turned around the turntable, and then as the high fidelity began to play, you would hear whatever you were playing, either jazz. In my household was jazz, R&B, I mean blues. They played everything.
right.
And albums, if you mishandled them, like trying to do something in a hurry, they would pick up a scratch. That now you got to try to figure out how to get this deep
How you
groove
gonna get it
across,
out?
you know,
How you
all,
gonna get it out?
all across their favorite songs. you know, because back then music was so um beautiful. You can put on a whole album and never have to take it off.
Never.
You
Beginning to
can
end.
start it from the beginning all the way to the end. And man, you can just sit there for hours and hours listening
Beginning to end.
to its original recording in which it was intended for us to enjoy it,
That's
you
right.
know.
That's
And
right.
now, fast forward to now, it's all digital, which I have no knock against digital because they have remastered some of the old music and put
Right.
them on some type of either CD or, hard drive of some kind. And I promise you, they're just as enjoyable, now as they were then
Right.
because music does something to your soul. It gets down inside you. And see, the reason why I can talk about it so much because at one time in my career, I was a DJ. That's how I got started.
Mm,
I used to carry milk crates around all the time with music in it, because
that's
when you
right.
go to a set, or a nightclub or to an event, you can't carry just one milk crate. You got to carry four, five, six sometimes. And then when you go to a set, people would ask for their favorite song, like James Brown or Michael Jackson or whatever. You
Right.
got to have it.
That's right.
Because if
That's
you
right.
ain't got their music, boy, you're in trouble. And now they got, playlists, like, the guys, and I ain't putting nobody down, but the guys nowadays, they just got playlists. They get there, they plug their equipment in, they hit a playlist, and they ain't even paying attention to what's going on. But,
Right.
back when I was doing it, we had to pay attention to the people
That's
and
right.
what turned people on. You knew when to play Luther. You knew when to play Stevie. You knew when to play, the OJs. You knew when to play, Earth, Wind, and Fire because you watch the people and you can determine, how drunk they are to determine what you need to be doing next.
Right.
So the type of music that you were doing, was it all dance music or?
Yes, because I was 90s music.
Okay.
So it was a lot of hip hop. It was to be real. It was stuff like that. Love is the message. It was the party. It was the party jumper. So I, it was a DJ that had me come with him. So when he get tired of doing, and wanted to take a rest, I would jump on.
Okay.
So my job was after he do what he do, I had to keep the crowd alive, and I did that, and they seen that because I wasn't at that point. I had just started out. I wasn't scratching or nothing. I was blending,
Okay.
but I was blending so good. The party was going so good. When the DJ would come back, they would be like, "Yo, let him do another 10 minutes."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
then eventually it got to where they was calling me to play parties by myself, which I was doing.
Yeah. Miss Karen said, tell them about when you would have to find that right place on the record to hear your favorite part.
Woo!
You look for that certain line to
Yeah,
drop the needle.
yeah.
So you
Look,
don't think they listening, right?
look. Some people used to put a piece of tape on there so you would know
Yeah.
exactly where that space was.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Miss Constance all the way up in Wisconsin. I used to
Much
say
love.
she's so far up in Wisconsin, she close to Canada. So,
Okay.
yeah, she up there.
Much love. Much love to her. Much love.
Yeah. But music, has always had a message, and it's
Right.
always been an inspiration,
Right.
and I'm not just talking about gospel music either, okay? Because gospel music has a special place in our heart as well. It does what it does. But, there were many R&B artists and I'm sure hip hop artists that would touch your spirit and touch your soul in such a way, man. If you was feeling bad, you ain't feeling bad no more.
Exactly.
It would take you to a place where whatever your turmoil and conflict of the day is, you now able to overcome it. It's
Exactly.
like, hey, it's so funny. I was looking at a New York a show about New York and hip hop in the '90s.
Okay.
Everybody was walking around with a bomber jackets on. They had the orange, red, green, all the different colors on it. And there were some young ladies that were friends in the movie, and they were inspired by hip hop. You know, and it carried their friendship everywhere they went. They would do a dance routine together choreographed,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So, and it's so informative because, I've seen it in the movies, but I
Right.
never got a chance to witness it firsthand, like you grew up in that, so that was your inspiration. That was your
Hip
job to make them do that choreography.
Hip hop is inspirational. Like I said, going back to when you said, they telling them to sell drugs and do this. Like I said, my thing was everybody does what they does. But here's the thing: if you tell them what this is, go out there and sell the drugs. Tell them what's the consequences of going out there selling the drugs.
Amen.
Because it's either you have the stick up kids, you have the police on you. So the only thing, you can't, don't just tell them go to the block and pitch. Tell them after you go to the block and pitch, this is what's going to happen. You either going to die out there, you could die out there, or you're going to prison for the rest of your life.
Amen, brother. And that's being accountable and responsible for your message.
Right,
And I thank you and I applaud you for that, because sometimes you don't realize that you sending people down a path that is not going to be as glorious, as what somebody might, not you but somebody
right,
might have made it seem, oh, this
right.
is glorious. I never will forget. um Now this is, something that you can go look up on television or the internet. I
Okay,
remember the fear and the terror that was on Tupac's face when he was going through that murder trial. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's like, man, when they told that brother he was free, man, you can see the look on his face, like, like, man.
It's a weight lifted off of them.
you know. Karen said she remember. Karen also said, "Great point, Fred. Wisdom." You
Yes, sir.
know, because when you find yourself in that scenario, you can't tell me you ain't got shock.
Right.
Because you was like, "Oh well, I just did what the hip hop record said." You know, and then now you're shocked and appalled, that you find yourself with your life, you may not see the outside of the world again because now you're going to be someplace else for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And sometimes reality needs to be exposed before they find themselves in that situation. So
Yep.
I thank you, man, and I applaud you for saying that. Because brother, they need to hear it. And
Yes.
and somebody needs to tell them pull their doggone pants up too.
Yeah, all day long. If they really figure out what that situation means, they wouldn't want to go into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's not a positive thing.
No.
It was so crazy, man. I was in a Walmart, and I got tons of stories, man. I went into a Walmart and I saw a father and son. Okay, now they were dressed alike. That's how I knew they were father and son. And he had his pants sagging, and he had his baby's pants sagging. Now the baby had to be probably old enough to go to the bathroom on his own because he didn't have a pamper on.
Right.
But I can see him, emulating his father. And I'm like, man, pull your pants up and make your baby pull your pants up. Because it ain't cool. Women do not like that.
No.
Women get offended when they looking at somebody's underwear, you know, and they think they gonna be, pulling all the women because I'm looking all suave and and look, they gonna be falling all over me. No, no, women do not like that. Women have vocalized it enough to say, don't do it. It
That's
ain't
right.
cool. It ain't cool. So it's a lot of messages that we have to send out to young people to try and fix the
Right.
damage
Right.
that has been done, because it has been a lot of damage done.
Yep.
Young people are so inspired by so many things, and you talk to a young person now, and I'm not a dream killer at all. That's not what I'm about. But when they say I want to, you know, um, I want to sell houses and get rich and and play hip hop music all day long, and well, how you plan on getting there?
Right.
What are your steps to achieve that? Because they seen somebody else's dream come to manifestation, and then it's like, okay, well, they don't have no steps to achieve that. you know. So I like to try encourage young people
That's right. That's right.
always, always.
That's right.
You know, Karen said, "I'm enjoying this interview with you two wise men having an intellectual conversation, music and what it takes and how it should be done." Amen, Karen. Thank you. Shout out to Donald
Respect.
Green all the way over in Arizona, Phoenix. He's tuned in. Thank you for
Respect.
joining the show. So tell the young people what it is that you would like to tell them that could be an inspiration to them.
Never let nobody tell them you can't do nothing or be what you want to be, because that's the first thing. And the second thing is you got to realize they got a thing that they say, the big homie. A lot of big homies lead the young down the wrong path. So they gotta decipher who's the real big homie, who's gonna show you what you need to do. Because why send them out on missions, just to be, the street, on missions for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You sending them down on a mission to do a mission that's only going to end in failure. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I know a young brother right now who's just turned 19,
Mm-hmm.
and he was with somebody 30 something, 40 something. He got up under their wing, and now this young brother is doing 18 years of his life.
Mm. That's a sad story.
18 years. So now he has nobody in his corner, and the one that was supposed to give him the information to help him succeed now says he wants nothing to do with him. He wants his name to be nowhere around him.
Mm.
So my thing is, I in one of my rhymes I said I got a song called Big Homie. I said I had big homies, now I'm somebody's big homie. So now the same way I looked up to my big homies, I want the young to look up to me that way and say, you know what? Regardless if they listen, because nowadays, everybody we once we was hard headed.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do what they do anyway. But I would feel bad if I didn't at least tell them what I had to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna tell you, look, that's not what it is over there. You don't have to go over there, because I always tell people, don't impress nobody, because you impressing them is not benefiting you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's sad because that was a teachable moment for the what you call him the big homie to
right,
be able to allow this young person to not get involved in something that was going to cost him 18 years of his life.
that's right,
And if we all, and I know people are listening to this, are going to listen to this futuristically down the road once you get past the technical difficulties. Y'all keep listening. Uh, you will find out that we all have inspiration that we can offer into people's lives,
right,
and if we take positive inspiration, if we choose positive inspiration over what you will find out down the road is that this is all not permanent.
right,
Everything that you see going on in people's and this was something that um someone talked about on mainstream media, that it's a trail of rappers, young rappers, whether they be in New York or LA or wherever they're from, that are dying young, you know. And if you start naming them, I wouldn't know who they are, but somebody actually looked into the tragic deaths of so many young rappers, and they were saying, "Oh, they were so good. Oh, they were so, had a whole big career ahead of them, but they're not here anymore."
right,
You know, so whatever they got involved in cost them their life.
exactly,
You know, so somebody got to begin the process of saying, "Hey, you may have a talent, you may have a gift, but you got to put wisdom and understanding with that, so when you start doing what you're doing, you don't find yourself in a situation that can cause you your life."
right,
So
right,
be a mentor, be a positive influence.
that's right,
That's the best thing that any of us can do. And I know you having young people as children, and you say you allow them to listen to your music. So I know you wouldn't do that if it wasn't something that could not help them.
right. No,
And that's the thing. You got to give them something that will help them. I mean, yeah, understanding the fun of life is good, but you got to know some other stuff to go along with that too, because life ain't all fun.
no, sir.
We just came out of a serious life and death situation over the last 2 years,
Right,
dealing with this pandemic. And I
right,
know they heard me talk about it at the top of the show. Um, Nobody knew how the entertainment industry was going to come out of this. Nobody knew. because when you start putting so many people together and it can wind up killing 50% of them, that's not a good thing. Who wants that on their conscience? Who wants that? You know? So it's always good to think that, hey, we got to be thinking of people that is not related to us as well as
That's
those
right.
that are related to us. And
That's
if you
right.
wouldn't tell it to your kids or to your family, then don't tell it to somebody else.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So what's your biggest inspiration, man? I know I'm talking a lot, but I didn't get a chance to hear you say what your biggest inspiration in music is.
My biggest inspiration, man, is the like you said, the message that we get, the positiveness. Because like you said, we losing so many of the young, man, and they have talent like crazy. And my thing is, like you said, if we can grab a hold of them, somebody that's close to them need to be like, look, you got a bright future. If
Mm-hmm.
you was to go this way and do this right here, because I never was the type to go on another person's plate and take food off their plate. Like I said, I don't. If you choose to do what you do, but it's a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
People got to feed their families and everything. I know that, and I understand that. But like you said, you're not here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So my inspiration is my kids, my family, because I live to do what I do for them, and make sure that they are taken care of. And because if you don't do it, somebody, like you said, somebody's going to put the wrong information in their ear, and it could very well easily be mine in a situation doing 18 years or dead today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So I would never try to put that upon another person's child. Yo, go out there and do this. No, look, I'm gonna tell you. Like I said, if I do a story, like I said, I'm gonna tell you, you can go out there and do this, but these are the consequences right here.
Mm-hmm.
Being of the fact that I've been through that as I was growing up. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I had like I said, I have a song called Big Homies, but I had guys who would do stuff. I mean, we keeping it real, but I had guys who would do stuff, but look at me and tell me, you go home because you're not allowed to come with us while we do this right here.
Amen. Amen. That
And I used to not understand it at then, but then when I got to a point, I understood.
right.
And I was thankful that they did that, because if not, ain't no telling where I would have been right now.
You got caught up with them.
Right, exactly. And like I said, some are gone, some in prison still. So that could have been me. And I thank God, like on that song, I thank them for doing what they did for me, because they could have been just like the other guy and say, you know what, we're gonna let him do what we do. Come on.
Right. And then wind up walking away from him when he gets slammed.
Right,
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's deep right there.
right.
So you got a project that you're working on. When's the next songs coming out?
I have one with a friend of mine, Kyron Scott. It's called Gym Class, and it's spelled GEM.
Okay.
That's coming out November 19th, and it's basically like the same thing with my music. Is we giving you gems to understand, and I tell people all the time, if I drop a gem, pick it up. Don't leave it there, because that might be what you need to get you through your day, get you through your week. Some people gonna give you the wrong. I'm gonna tell it to you like it is. So yeah, that's the next project that actually is coming out as far as what I got going on.
Well, good, good. Now, we've got your information on the screen. Loyalforlife1@gmail.com.
Right.
If they're interested in getting in touch with you, they can send you an email and you'll respond back to them and talk with them.
Correct.
You have lots of wisdom and knowledge to share with people to help them understand what this thing called life is all about.
Thank you.
So that's a beautiful thing that you got your information up there,
Thank
and
you.
they can find your music on YouTube.
I have music on YouTube. Just type in Fred Stuy. You can go on Facebook. Type in Fred Stuy. I'm on Instagram at Stuy Fred, the number 16. On Twitter. at Fred Stuy at the Grustler, Grustler.
Yeah, and of course, Triple P got you listed up here with your Facebook, your Instagram, and she just put your email in the chat comments, so it's listed in the chat in case you didn't get a chance to write it down. All you got to do is go back to this video on Facebook, and you will see it in the comments. Shout out to Miss Sarah at Triple P. She be on it. She is,
Shout out Triple P. I want to say that
yeah.
from my heart. Shout out Triple P. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else you need to thank? Anybody else you
Uh,
want to shout out?
Shout out, man. Look, I shout out my family all the time. Live Wire Entertainment, Brian Staples, Kyron Scott, Kimmy B. Swag, the Four Horsemen, Tone, Selector, Radar. You know, my family, of course, my wife and kids, man. You know, like I said, it's for all of those that I do this for. So whatever they get from me, I hope they get the right thing. You know what I mean? And if I am, doing over here, then always let me know. And that's what they do. So salute everybody I run with, man. Y'all all, I love y'all.
All right, now that's a beautiful thing, man. It's amazing. Sometimes we take family for granted.
Right.
We're doing things and we're trying to, be successful, and sometimes we forget to say, hey, without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
so it's good that you keep family in the vision. Keep them in the picture.
That's right.
Because that's a
That's right.
beautiful thing. Yeah. I know we're going a little bit over because we had a few technical difficulties. So if you're just tuning in, you can go back and check this out in its entirety on YouTube. We're going to get it posted up there. Now, one of the things I like to always ask guests when they come on before we get out of here. Now, is there anything that you want to leave with the people before we get out of here? What is it? The floor is yours. What you want to leave
Uh,
with them?
all I want to say is, again, never let anybody tell you you can't do nothing. Keep your head to the sky. I know it's trouble times right now, but if you're still alive, then that means you're here for a reason. You got to make that reason a positive one. So, what I mean, Dr. Ron, I thank you for the platform. You have a wonderful show. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Inspiration is a wonderful thing, man. And by you doing what you're doing, you're inspiring others to look at that and say, I know I can do something as well. So that's what we're here for. Like you said, regardless of how people look at me, I'm always gonna try to inspire. I'm motivated by motivation. If somebody motivate me, then that's who I want to be around. So, that's all I could say. Stay motivated, stay positive.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. You know, um, we can. I remember when I was a young man. I had a guy that was older than me that was an inspiration to me. And one of the things he used to say is that, this thing called life is a path that is well worn, but each step that we take is a new one.
Right.
So we blazing trails for the first time for ourselves, but somebody has already been down this path.
That's right.
Somebody has already been down this road. And when I understood what he was telling me, he was giving me, like you say, he had dropped something and I picked it up,
That's right.
and I kept holding on to it. I'm like, man, so what I want to do is always leave something for somebody to come along and grab hold to and say, hey, that was a good one. I'm gonna grab that one,
Yes, sir. Yes,
and I
sir.
know you do it to music. You
Yes,
put it
sir.
out. See, I can't sing, I can't rap, I can't do none of them kind of things, but I can talk.
Right. There you go. There you go.
you know and want to encourage you to keep on making music, brother, doing what you're doing, man, because I enjoyed it.
Thank
Not
you.
that I didn't enjoy nobody else's music that Triple P brought to me,
Right.
but I enjoyed yours as I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna get in trouble by doing this a little bit more than everybody else, because you ain't supposed to judge, okay?
Right.
And I'm not judging,
Right.
okay? But I'm just saying I appreciate
Thank you.
the music that you put out, and I can relate,
Thank
to the beat. That got me right away. Okay, I can dig
I know
this.
that's right.
So you keep up the great work, my brother. Will you come back and see me again sometime, man? Because you're always welcome, man.
Oh man, as long as you have me, I'm there.
Hey, bro, look, you are welcome. You ain't no stranger to the show. All you gotta do is let me know. Hey, man, I got time. I'm like, okay, you on the schedule. We can do this.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm definitely in there.
All right, then. We're gonna make this happen again and again. And next time we ain't gonna have no technical difficulties. We're gonna be able to get it uninterrupted, as they
That's
say.
right. That's right.
But look, stay right there. Don't go nowhere, Fred. I
All right.
appreciate you all for tuning in. We went a little bit over today because we had a little technical difficulties. I want you guys, let me throw this up here for you all to see. Please support what we're doing over here. We can't do it without your support. All of my Cash App information is there, my Zelle, my PayPal. Go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. Support all of my advertisers. Without them, we would not be able to do what we do. I want to say a special thanks to all those that have made contributions. Your money has been used wisely, and it goes to good use. We keep the lights on around here, y'all. Please go over to the YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. Tell somebody about the show that you just saw. Share it with somebody that you think would appreciate the words of wisdom that just came out of my guest on today, Fred. And I appreciate you guys. We are going to get out of here. We will see you all next week. You all stay blessed, stay safe, wear your mask, be careful out there, and be a blessing to somebody. Peace and love, y'all.